Hello everyone, my name is Angela Zubu. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some qualities and skills you need to consider while choosing a life partner. This video is basically for single ladies preparing for marriage and those in a very serious relationship. It is also for married couples who would like to relate to what we are talking about today. We've got those who have got grown-up girls and adults in their home that would like to share some of these ideas with them. I therefore invite you to stick around and watch this video to the end, for you are going to be learning some interesting stuff that will help you in choosing your prospective husband wisely. Marriage is a big lifetime decision that must not be made without lots of thought and reflection. You need to consider carefully because it will cost you something. You've got to understand yourself to know exactly what you want in either a man or a woman. It requires deep level of commitment, asking yourself questions, changing your character. It involves lots of self-preparations. Marriage is not something we just go in and go out. We need to ponder through it and be able to make a very nice decision. We need to be mentally and emotionally stable to carry and shoulder the responsibility that comes with marriage life. You've got to work and work really hard to sustain and enjoy your marriage. It requires standing up erect in prayer and trusting your instincts to guide you in choosing wisely. Marriage, is very sweet if you are willing to work it and be patient and not being desperate. Quote unquote, when you become desperate, you become a beggar and not a chooser. And therefore, I would like to jump into our topic proper. The first point I would like to share with you today is, are you prepared for marriage? Or are you still in the making? You'll be asking me, Angela, why would I like to talk about myself and not the other guy whom we were considering? Oh no. In today's video, I really want to talk about ourselves before we get into other people, because marriage involves two people. Right? So we've got to talk about ourselves before reaching out to the other person. You need to be ready in marriage. Before you start talking about marriage, you need to be very, very ready. The Bible says, do good while you are waiting. You need to consciously and purposefully prepare for the journey of marriage in a relationship. You need to gain insights and observe carefully what marriage is all about. Because if you do not see what you expect when you eventually get married, you may probably not hang up there for a long time. Who would I like to be when I get married? A submissive and a loving wife with no plan for my life? You've got to have a plan for your life. You have to have a standard, but please be realistic with your standard. Be open-minded to your standard. Preparation, involves different aspects. You've got to be prepared academically. If you can, get good education. Train yourself in a skill job. Don't say, well, I can't afford a good education. It's not important. What I mean here is that you need to find yourself very busy. When the Bible said, do good while waiting, it means that you need to be busy doing something. Don't just fold your hands and be waiting for the right man to come. It doesn't work that way. How would you like to support yourself in the future? You need to be prepared academically if you can. Get good education. It's very, very important to support yourself in the future. You need to be prepared spiritually. What do I mean by that? You need to be a person of prayer. Build your prayer life. Yes, it's very, very important for those of us who are Christians. Even when you have gotten everything right in marriage, the enemy will use one little thing, loophole or mistake that you do in the marriage to attack your marriage. So we don't need to give him the chance. The Bible says, give devil no chance. You've got to be active in prayer. Very, very active. Make no mistake about that. Right? You've got to be matured with lots of wisdom for you to be able to run your home, build your home. How else can we get preparation, self-preparation? We can get ready by all the life experiences we gather while we are growing up. How we relate to people, how we talk to people, how we settle discord, how we settle conflict management. All these things will gear towards making us to be prepared for marriage. We've got to learn how to build and make our home, because certainly one day you're going to leave your mother and your father and be with a man to start setting up a new home. What will happen if you have not learned anything throughout your lifetime? If you have not made purposefully, if you have not prepared your marriage on purpose, what will happen when you get there? How will you build a home? How will you make your own home? So we need to prepare in all round. We are leaving nothing untouched. Every aspect you can, God to prepare it. I want you to understand that love is sacrifice, and so is marriage. There are so many challenges along the way of marriage, such as parenting, taking care of so many people, taking care of your home, and sometimes we even forget to take care of yourself. Alongside with that marriage, we also have those who are not stay-home mom, and those who are, you are married and you have job. How do you balance the two? It's very, very important that we get prepared and prepared really well. Another point I would like us to talk about is, this one is very, very interesting to me. I love this very one. Discovering the truth about who you are. If you want to have a better relationship with yourself and live a life with power, joy, and fulfillment, you have no any other choice than to seek the truth about who you are. It's very important. The truth of who you are is your birthright. The Bible said that if you remain in my word, indeed you are my disciples, and the truth you know shall set you free. What do I mean by that? Some of us live a fake life. You're not being honest to yourself. You don't want to let go of the negative experiences you had when you were growing up. We've got to do what I call inner work and healing process. It's very, very important. But also tell ourselves the truth. Have re-examine ourselves. Have self-discovery, self-reflection. What are those areas of my life where I need to put my attention? What are those characters and habits I need to take away? I need to flush out. That I getting in my way of living and experiencing good relationship. What are those experiences, childhood trauma that I have not been able to process, that are standing in my way of having and experiencing good relationship? And you may like to say, oh, well, before accepting marriage proposal, Angela, do you mean that I've got to have self-reflection, examine myself? No. What I mean is that you need it. It is inevitable. You've got to know who you are. Tell yourself the truth. Is there anything going on in my life I need to tackle it? Because if you don't feel good about yourself, you're not going to radiate that love to other people. Right? It's very, very important. How I feel about myself impacts the quality of my relationship and create my life experience. And so, if we have not experienced good life, if you have not showered yourself with so much love, coming to a place of living a life of love, peace, happiness, you may not be able to radiate that to other people. You may not be able to find yourself living well. You may not be even experience good relationship in your marriage. So you need to really, really examine yourself. Flush out things that need to go away. Have inner work. Tell yourself the truth. I need to get along with this. Forgive yourself. Give yourself 1,000 times. Show yourself so much compassion. Forgive your past mistakes. You are not your experience. You just experience life. You are not your experience. Let go of the past and face the future. Right? For you are smart, you are complete, you are lovable, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. But if you do not tell yourself the truth, to know what you are and who you are, and what you need to amend and take away from your life, the habit you need to flush out, the character you need to build, you may not be able to see clear and be able to select the good person. So you've got to know who you are, tell yourself the truth, so that you will be able to know where you are going, and when you see that person, you'll be able to know if I can live with this person or not. The Bible says, guard your heart with all diligence. From the out of your heart flow the issues of life. You don't need to stay negative all through your life. You need to love and show yourself some compassion. The love you have for yourself set the tone for every other relationship you have with other people. So it's very, very important for us to really examine ourselves here. Pause a little bit. You don't need to rush life. Pause a little bit and give yourself that love that you seek and tell yourself the gospel truth. The next thing I would like to talk about is our next point is he ready for marriage? It's very, very important. That guy that is coming to you, that's your prospective husband, is he ready for marriage? From the level of 1 to 10, what is his level of commitment? Anything below 7, he's not ready. How do I know whether he's ready or not? Or does he want to pass time with you? He needs to be mentally and morally okay, because you can't come into marriage with a single guy mentality. It doesn't happen. You need to drop all the single life game and experiences and get down to real business. What is his level of commitment that I have said before? Does he have consistency pattern of complaining and making excuses? Do you see any red flags and you choose to ignore them, pretending that everything is fine? Is there any area of his life where he thinks that he needs to change? So many men still have what we call unfinished career. They are not yet ready. They are not yet prepared. And therefore, you cannot cling to those kind of people. You need to learn. I know that in life, we need to learn and improve our lives, right? But you need to also get a new mindset for settling down in marriage. I am not suggesting that anybody is bad or they're not going to make good husbands, but rather I'm saying that most men need a little bit of time to come along with their best. How prepared is this guy in terms of majority? He needs lots of wisdom to run his home. Some men are still behaving like babies, especially those ones that are over-pampered by their parents. Can he stand up for himself and be a man in his home? Preparation does not start and end in 1 week, but it requires all the experiences we had through all the stages of our life, how we treat and relate with others, how our life experiences and disappointments, and of course, active and deliberate preparation for sustaining healthy marriage life. Number 4 question is, key points I would like to talk about is, what is its purpose for getting married to you? It's very, very important to ask ourselves these questions. This guy that is hanging up to me, what is his purpose for getting married to me? Some men get married because their mates are getting married, or his parents want him to be married, or for the reason that they are tied to traditions, or that he wants a second wife who could give him and bear him children, or that marriage provides a stable environment for kids, or that life partner is easy when you have a life partner by your side, or that you have assets that these guys are targeting. Interview him to know his mission concerning your life. Why would he like to marry you? And secondly, why do you want to marry him? Do you want to satisfy someone else's intention and not your own intentions and desires by accepting his proposal? Or you want to marry him for his riches and assets? Or that you feel you are already advanced in age and therefore you can accept anybody you see? Or that you are naive and hopelessly in love and thinking that love will solve everything for you? Don't ever be with someone because someone else pressured you to, or because of family pressure. Please be together for the right reasons. It's very, very important. Be together for the right reason. If I were to suggest humbly who you can choose to marry, I would like to marry someone your heart sincerely accepts. Someone you have bond and connection to. Someone who is vulnerable to you, whom you admire for who he is. Someone that treats you with love and compassion, that meets your needs, that understands you, that puts you first in his plan, that is your friend, that respects and makes you feel secure and safe. It's very, very important. You can also add other things you like, but this is just my humble suggestion. And of course, we as coaches, we cannot tell you what to do. We only suggest things to you and allow you to make a choice based on your values. The next thing I would like to talk about today is, does he exercise personal responsibility? You will ask me, what do I mean by this? By personal responsibility, I mean financial responsibility and taking responsibility for his actions. A man should have something legitimate doing before thinking about marriage. You should consider the cost of getting involved into marriage. He should count the cost. Is he the type who relies on his parents to pay his bills? Keep providing for him and shouldering his responsibility instead of the other way around? I've got a story to tell you. I have a friend who who wants to get married, and of course she's married, and I asked her, why would you like to marry this guy? And she said, well, I love him. He's got everything to himself. He's the only son. So everything the father has is his own. He's got a regular paying job, actually. He's okay. He's a nice looking guy, big guy, handsome. I think I love him so well. But what she definitely forgetting is that this guy has been overpampered by his mother. It's never him taking care of this girl. It's been the mother who shoulders all the financial responsibility. This guy is accountable to his mother. His mother runs his own life and his own family life. This girl has no say in her marriage. So, she's accountable to the mother-in-law. Life is not easy for her because it's not a good experience. Why your husband will not take a decision until the mother says so. Everything he has to do, every decision he has ever taken in his life, whatever move he takes, whatever thing he does, is being channeled and engineered by his mother. Is that what you want? He has never been trained to shoulder responsibility. So it's never going to work in that marriage. When someone else will be taking care of you and be pampering you even when you were married. So while you are loving this man, please be careful to watch closely. The Bible says one eye should be closed in prayer. The other one should be open physically, so you may be able to observe what is going on. So you don't say, well, I didn't know it was like that. No, you should know. You should pay attention to details and what is going on. Can he stand up for himself and take decisions and foot his bills and take his responsibility? Everyone has to start labor. I don't mean, is he rich? I haven't said so. But before you think about marriage, you should have something doing, something legitimate. No matter how small it is, it's important than doing nothing. And that's why when you come to, you go to your parents and tell them, hi, Dad, I found a guy that I would like to marry. The first thing they will ask you is, who is he and what does he do? It's very important. Who is he and what does he do? Because no one would like to give out his or her child to a man who cannot take care of him. It's very, very open. It's very, very common. It's the facts. You've got to be doing something. No matter how little, but there should be something legitimate that will provide you regular income for which you can take care of yourself and your prospective wife. It's very, very important. You also have to, look at this guy that wants to marry you. What is his track record of activities in the past? Where is he now? And where do you think he's going? Is he a lazy type? Someone who will not work and has no steady income? You need to ask these questions and answer them sincerely. Another big question is, does he take, stand for himself? I've said this before, and make decisions for himself? Does he own up to his own mistakes? Or is he the type that pushes his blame to other people? Does he take care of his responsibility and for his actions? These are the things you need to be able to ask and inquire in your relationship before tying the knots. It's very, very important. And the next question, next point we would like to discuss now is, that is number 6 point is, do you love your prospective partner and why? Somebody walked up to you and said, why do you love this guy? What will be your answer? You know what? Because what you love about him is what that will keep you when the wind of marriage will start to blow. Because don't think that marriage is a smooth journey. There may be ups and downs in marriage. There may be roadblocks in marriage. There may be serious challenges. Everybody has got that. Everybody has experienced that. Right? So, but something very, very important will keep you going. When all those things will be coming, there will be one or two things that when you look upon, you hold it on very well, because that is what is keeping you, that is what is motivating you, that is your motivation, that is what that keeps you going, that is your drive force. What do you love about this guy? What are the 3 important qualities I value and admire about the man I want to marry? You've got to answer this question to yourself. Does he love you the same way you love him? Does he have genuine and passionate love for you? How do you know this? How do you know that he loves you? How can you attest to that? Or is it the type that you can please hard enough just to get his attention, his approval, and validation? You need to please him to get him to look your way. Is it the guy you want to put up with? Could it be that this, your prospective husband, doesn't even value your worth, does not even love you with passion, or may not even have any regard for your person? Do you feel the mutual bonding and connection in your relationship with this guy? Please, you need to answer these questions and be able to tell yourself the gospel truths. Everything I have discussed here so far will be assimilated and be expressed based on your values, based on what matters to you, based on what is meaningful to you. Right? We have to relate to all these points based on our individual values. But this is an invitation to look carefully on some of these vital points that I have raised here so far. For they will help you to reduce and avoid some marriage stressors and miseries. Every choice we make has a consequence. We need to prioritize our values and trust ourselves at all times. The next point is, what is his background and family history? What I mean by here is, we are concerned with how connected your potential partner is to their family members, and what is the quality of this relationship. How do they relate in your family? What works in their family? Make him to talk about his family and try to determine how much they can accept, forgive, and watch each other's back. It's very important. What is going on in the family? What if it's a family where there is no peace, discord, everybody goes their way, war here and there, no love, hatred, bearing malice here and there, nothing is working, no peace. You just want to enter. Remember, when you marry a guy, you are automatically part of the family. You are part of the family. So you got to know where you are getting into. What is happening there? What kind of life do they live? How do they accept people? How do they forgive each other? Is there any love in that family? You've got to tell yourself the gospel truth and then, try to make your choice. So you don't be ignorant and ignore after all. I'm married to a man, I'm not married to his family. No, you're part of his family. Alright? So you need to know, at least be aware that this kind of life exists in their family, and see how you can come in and see if what that suits you, and if you're comfortable going into that family like that. I also have my friend, or rather my sister, she had this suitor coming for her, asking for a hand in marriage. At first, she kept talking with this guy and tried to know who they are, their family members, and she come to discover that there's no peace in this family. The mother and father don't live together. They're not separated. They're not even divorced, but there's no peace. War here and there. Children are not talking to each other. Parents are on their own way. Everybody's moving from different places. There's no connection. There is no movement. There is no peace. And the guy is not a bad person, but of course my sister said, well, I don't think I can come into this family. Nobody assessed me. I'm nowhere. I'm standing with nobody. You guys will first of all make peace, and so we can start from there. Okay? So it's just a suggestion. It's just for you to know and know where you're getting to and know where you're going, right? Now, my next point I'd like to talk about is, do you have any respect for the guy you want to marry? Is it the guy that you would like to respect? The guy you'll be proud to show to people? The guy that you are proud to introduce to the public? Do you have any iota of respect for the man you want to marry? A man that you respect. That's just the simple word. Don't just marry any man that you don't have any regard for, that you don't admire. He doesn't interest you. You don't love to show him to people. He just sits there. No. Be proud of whom you have. Be comfortable. Be happy. You made that choice. So marry a man you feel happy with. You can respect, you admire, and you are happy to be with him at all times, at all places. Another question I'd like to ask you is, let's turn the table around. Does he have respect and regard for you? Or that he's the type that puts you down and make you feel inferior before people? He takes you for granted. Your opinion does not matter. Your decisions are inconsequential. Do you feel safe, heard, and understood by your prospective husband? Does he listen to anybody, such as a mentor, somebody who can talk to him when things begin to go out of hand and he can listen to the person? Do you have self-respect yourself? That's another question. Do you feel you have self-respect for yourself? Because if you want people to respect you, you should first of all respect yourself. So, you need to imbibe what I call self-respect for your partner and for yourself. Because respect is the bedrock of marriage. You will begin, if you do not have respect for each other, you will begin to doubt yourself. And when there is doubt, that is not trust. The next point I would like us to talk about is, what is the level of trust you have for this guy that you want to marry? Trust is a major ingredient that determines if a relationship will work or not. Make no mistake about that. Do you trust your potential partner enough to marry him? Or there is something going on in his life and you choose to ignore it and thinking that things will turn around on their own? No. You need to hold back a little bit and observe this person to know if he is trustworthy. Will he come when he says he will come? Does he keep to his commitment, to his appointment? How do you know about this guy? Do you trust him enough to love him? So trust is very, very vital in a relationship, and I would like you to actually build that level of trust for yourself and for the guy you would like to marry. In conclusion, feel free to, I would like to just say here that even when we have made conscious effort to choosing our life partner, which are based on our values, for us to maintain and keep experiencing a healthy marriage relationship, there are certain things we can do and we cannot do in marriage. It's a different video of its own, right? Therefore, feel free to post your comments and let me know what you think about this video. Other qualities that you would like me to share with, or you would like to, comment on the comment box. Let's join our hands together and share our experiences with the young ones amongst us coming up, that they can be able to be wise enough to make good choices in choosing their life partner. Thank you so much, and may God bless you all.